Welcome all NASCAR Heat 3 704 game eSport race fans. Welcome NASCAR fans around the world. We have NASCAR Dirt Touring Series action coming your way. 3 events tonight. Starting off, we have Eldora Speedway, very famous racetrack. Of course, everybody knows that the real-life NASCAR Truck Series drivers race there. The Dirt Late Models race there. And Tony Stewart, of course, preaching for a cup race there one day. This track is a legendary, high-banked dirt track, high speeds, known for its 4 and 5 wide. And I think that we're going to see quite a bit of that action here on NASCAR Heat 3. On the PlayStation 4 console, 15 drivers entered the qualifying session, but we have a couple of more drivers joining the field, choosing to not qualify, and they will begin the race at the back. And we will let you know a little bit about the qualifying order once we get it. It's the 7th race here in Season 2 of the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. Driver on the pole is Zach Craig in the number 83 machine. Solid run. Ronnie Beach, the points leader in the 37 car, is going to start on the front row in second. Trevor Lane in the 00 will start in third. Info will start in fourth. Chase Dunn will start in fifth. That's your top 5 in the qualifying order. Dakota Bro, he's in the hunt for the championship as well. He drives the lime green and yellow, number 98, Dirt Late model. He's going to start in the 7th position. And we are now going to bring you live coverage of the event. The defending champion Nathan Scott in the 2 car will be in the race. Nicholas Don Francesco, choosing to not qualify, he will be at the back of the pack for the event. Jade Burr is back for some action in the number 11. We're very excited for the event. 100 laps here at Eldora Speedway. Race 7 of 18. No playoff system. It is all about the most points at the end of the season, and that is what determines your champion. Stage 1 is 30 laps in length. Stage 2 is 27 laps in length. I was waiting for the footage. There we go. Green flag is in the air. Zach Craig, your pole sitter, leads them. Oh, and contact made. Trevor Lane in the 00, Ronnie Beach in the 37. They held on to it perfectly, though. They're still right there. Dakota Bro just moved the 07 of Info out of the way, and he gets into 5th. Ronnie Beach, the points leader in the 37, just needs a solid finish. Doesn't necessarily need the win. No reason to risk it. Going to try to play it safe here at Eldora. He's got Dakota on the inside, looking for 4th now. Outside line does not appear to be moving very quickly early in the going. 00 of Trevor Lane would love to win a NASCAR Dirt Touring Series race. It would be his first NASCAR eSport racing win in any of the 13 sanctioned NASCAR eSport series. Oh, and they got a couple of cars slow in front of them here. I think it's Jay Twizzy in the 28 getting it fired up and going again. That held up Trevor Lane just a little bit, and Trevor slid up into him, and now there goes the 7 car to the 2nd spot. Oh, and Zach Craig, the leader, bounces off the wall, loses the lead to the 7. Here comes Trevor Lane on the inside. And Trevor puts it out front. This is going to be the first lap he's led, or is it? Here comes Zach Craig back on the inside. 3 different leaders in 3 corners at Eldora. Ronnie Beach is the points leader for a reason. He's in 4th, and he's gaining ground on these drivers just in front of him. Nathan Scott, defending champion. Red, yellow, and blue, number 2. Starting to come into the frame here up towards the front. Now it's Shockey Sherm trying to get around the race leader of Zach Craig. Trevor Lane right there with them. The first 3 cars, the top 3, have broken away from the rest of the field just a little bit, but they're in a conveyor belt of dirt late models here at Eldora, really having to negotiate their way past a lot of lapped cars. And they're right in the thick of it. This is they were in the eye of the storm, and now they're suffering. Shockey Sherm in the 7 looks to the inside of Zach Craig. It's a battle for the race lead. Couldn't quite pull it off. Falls back in line. Leaders now coming to the start-finish line. The next time they reach the start-finish line, it'll be the halfway mark in stage 1. Here comes Shockey to the inside. He takes the race lead. There was a little bit of contact made, but they both held on to it and put the 7 out front. Trevor Lane right there, still in 3rd. He just about chopped the nose off the driver running in 4th there. That was real close. There's a battle just outside the top 5. Dakota Bro in the 98 trying to hold off the defending champion Nathan Scott in the 2. 15 drivers started the event. 12 drivers left on the lead lap. And Shockey Sherm in the 7 car leads the way. Got around the pole sitter moments ago. Zach Craig in the 83. Don't ever count him out. About a 3 or 4 car length advantage now. And 12 laps to go here in stage 1. Next car to go 1 lap down is Info in the 07, but it's only because he was caught up in a massive wreck earlier in the race on about lap 8. Now he finds himself just about 4 or 5 car lengths in front of your race leader. He's been one of the faster cars all season long, though, so we won't be surprised if he can stay on the lead lap. Trevor Lane was looking to the inside there for 2nd. Here's a battle deeper in the field. Nicholas Don Francesco. Oh, and he made contact with the 80 car. Oh, and a massive pile up there down in turn 1. Looked like Jay Twizzy and the race leader Shockey Sherm was involved. Wow. Chaos in turn 1 with about 8 laps to go here in stage 1. These drivers trying to get every point they possibly can. And right now it is Trevor Lane in the 00 car leading the race after that wild wreck over in turn 1. Nathan Scott up into 2nd. And Zach Craig, the pole sitter, has slipped back to the 3rd position right now with 6 laps to go in stage 1. Here's a good look at your defending champion. He wielded to 7 wins last season in the 15 race season, en route to capturing his first ever NOSSCAR Esport Racing Championship. He's also currently the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series points leader hosted Friday nights on NASCAR Heat 3, doing a wonderful job over there. 4 wins in the first 8 events in that season. The battle for the lead heating up before the end of stage 1, and whoa! Looked like a round went Nathan Scott in the 2, and Zach Craig in the 83. And now the 2 car has pulled off the racetrack, and it looked like Nathan Scott took a look to the inside for the race lead, and he either got pinched and got loose because of that. We're really not too sure. We're going to have to try to get an update on that. The defending champion, Nathan Scott, and quite possibly the fastest car on the racetrack here tonight at Eldora, out of the race, and there's the caution to signal the end of stage 1. Trevor Lane in the 00 wins stage 1. It's his first career stage win in any NOSSCAR eSport Racing Series. Again, no points awarded for the stages, but nevertheless a feather in the cap for Trevor. These drivers now getting a chance to make pit stops here under this caution. Ronnie Beach finishes the stage in 2nd, Shockey Sherm in 3rd, Dakota Bro in 4th, Zach Craig in 5th. Nicholas Don Francesco, Pillsbury, Chase Carter, Jason Armstrong, and Chase Dunn round out the top 10 at the end of stage 1. Green flag back in the air. Trevor Lane, your race leader, trying to keep it that way. Oh, but here comes Nicholas Don Francesco in the 77 car to the lead, and Info in the 07 coming with him. Remember, Info's battled hard to stay on the lead lap at the end of stage 1, and Ronnie Beach just made contact with a car about midway through the field. Oh, and they're stacking up back there. Looked like Info in the 07 got pushed. And around goes Zach Craig. Info in the 07 is having severe connection issues, and we think that that's what caused this incident. Zach Craig gets it refired and going, but there's the race leader right there. Behind him in the 77 car, Nicholas Don Francesco. So the pole sitter, Zach Craig, goes from leading the race at one point to now fighting as hard as he can, tooth and nail, to stay on the lead lap, and he's got to do it for another 21 more laps here in stage 2. How's that for a mission, a project? Nicholas Don Francesco looking for his first career NOSSCAR eSport Racing win. Found a lot of success at Bristol Motor Speedway in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series race, finished 3rd in that event, nearly won it. In fact, he was the fastest car on the track for stages 1 and 2 at Bristol. Oh, Nicholas gets a little bit tight coming out of turn 2 over there after completing the pass on Zach Craig, who is now 1 lap down. Excuse me, it was turn 4 over there, rather. So 11 cars scored on the lead lap. 10 cars now scored on the lead lap. Zach Craig in the 11th position is the first car 1 lap down. Oh, there was a car around over there, and it looked like, I think it was Jay Twizzy in the 28. It looked like Nicholas Don Francesco slammed the brakes, thinking that he wasn't going to ghost in time, meaning go transparent and let him go through his car as if it's no longer a solid car anymore. Nicholas nearly losing the race lead because of this, but he holds on to it. That allows Chase Dunn in the 36 car to make a move to get his lap back. He is actually now currently scored the first car 1 lap down in the 9th position. Next car to go one lap down is, believe it or not, the 00 car driven by Trevor Lane, the Stage 1 winner. Keeping an eye on the battle for the race lead. The 02 car wants it. Nicholas Don Francesco does not want to give it up. Now they're side by side. It's a drag race into turn 3. The 02 car prevails. See, the bottom looks stronger at certain parts of this track, especially if you can enter the corners on the bottom. It just seems that your car can stick 9 times out of 10. It's all about getting your car down there. Oh, Nicholas Don Francesco, contact with the outside wall. Dakota Bro looking for second in the 98 car. The 02 car is your race leader, driven by Pillsbury, having a solid run. Nicholas Don Francesco trying desperately to hold on to the spot that he's got, because if he can cool those tires down and get back in his rhythm, he might be able to rally another charge. Challenge for the race lead. There's Dakota Bro in the 98 car. He has taken second from Nicholas Don Francesco. You can see the 77 behind him, and now it's about a 9 or 10 car gap. 9 or 10 car length gap between the 98 and the race leader, Pillsbury, and the 02 car, and we have 7 laps to go here in stage 2. The car you see behind Nicholas Don Francesco, the 4th car in line, is actually Zach Craig in the 83 car, the pole sitter, trying to get his lap back by being the first car 1 lap down at the conclusion of stage 2. And if he can hold on to the position that he's in, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's battling back there with Chase Dunn in the 36 car for it. We just saw Pillsbury in the 02 make a major mistake, contact with the outside wall. Here comes Dakota Bro on the inside, looking for the race lead. He takes it, and now he puts himself in a position to possibly win stage 2. 5 laps to go. '66 car, we haven't spoken much about him in this event. That's Eddie Fikes, having a solid run. He's been on the lead lap all race long, and right now, Zach Craig needs Eddie Fikes in the 66 to start driving it like he stole it, because if he doesn't, and he goes a lap down, that might pin the pole sitter 1 lap down at the end of stage 2. And there goes Dakota on the inside of Eddie Fikes. Eddie goes 1 lap down. So now we'll have to see if the 83 can run down the 66, but there's only 2 laps to go now in stage 2. Dakota looks so strong in the middle groove here at Eldora, having a great run. Holding on for dear life. He's got Jason Armstrong in the 80 car just in front of him, trying to stay only 1 lap down, currently scored in the 11th position. And there is the conclusion of stage 2. Give it up for Dakota Bro in the number 98 car. Solid performance. He's been inside the top 10 all race long, and he's been slowly but surely making his way forward towards the front. Pillsbury second, Nicholas Don Francesco third. Ronnie Beach will finish stage 2 and 4th. And Shockey Sherm going to round out the top 5 in stage 2. Info, Trevor Lane, Armstrong, Zach Craig, and Chase Dunn round out the rest of the top 10. Chase Carter in 11th, 1 lap down. Eddie Fikes in 12th, 2 laps down. That is your top 12. Pit stops have been made. And a little bit of pit strategy on the part of Pillsbury to take the lead. The green flag back in the air. Nicholas Don Francesco and Pillsbury lead them to the line. haven't spoken about the points leader in a while. Ronnie in the 37 now gets around Nicholas Don Francesco. That's for second. He's on his way to the front. Pillsbury looking for his first NOSSCAR eSport Racing win. We've seen a lot of different drivers lead this race that do not have a NOSSCAR win under their belt. Contact deeper in the field. Looked like Jason Armstrong and Nicholas Don Francesco bounced off each other. There's Shockey Sherm in the 7, just in front of Dakota Bro in the 98. Just behind them, Trevor Lane in the 00. They're battling for 4th, 5th, and 6th here. Or excuse me, 3rd, 4th, and 5th rather. Just in front of them, the race leader, Pillsbury in the 02. Ronnie in the 37. Shockey is in 3rd, but he's under fire from Dakota in the 98. See, this is the time in the race where you've got to go. If you've got the goods to win this race, you need to start making these passes while you still have some grip in those tires. 30 laps to go here in the final stage at Eldora. 15 cars, 15 drivers started the event. We now have 13 left on the racetrack, and we saw contact over there in turn 2, 4 wide heading into turn 3. And I can't believe they made it work. Dakota was the biggest loser in that exchange. He was pinned up towards the wall in that 4 wide battle, and now he takes 5th back from Eddie Fikes, and Eddie made some contact with Nicholas Don Francesco, and around he went. He recovered nicely, and he's still going. There's Zach Craig in the 83. Running in 7th on the lead lap. Just in front of Info in the 07 car, who's running in the 8th position. Up front, Ronnie, the points leader, has taken the race lead away from Shockey Sherm in the 7. Pillsbury has dropped to the 3rd position in that 02 car. And guys, this might be why Ronnie in the 37 is your points leader. We don't talk about him much all race long, but he just quietly hides in the top 5 or the top 8 all race long, keeps himself within striking distance, and then pounces in the final stage. And we're seeing him execute that strategy very well here at Eldora Speedway. Getting a little loose there through turns 1 and 2. There's Dakota Bro in the 98, Trevor Lane in the 00. They're running in 4th and 5th right now. Zach Craig in the 83 running in 6th. Info in 7th. Nicholas Don Francesco in 8th. And Jason Armstrong in the 80 car. Back on the lead lap in 9th. Chase Dunn just made a nice pass on Billy Milner. Meanwhile, back up front, Shockey Sherm in the 7 car trying to figure out a way to get around Ronnie in the number 37. 18 laps to go here at Eldora. The front two have separated themselves from the rest of the field just a little bit now. Pillsbury in the 02 car running in the 3rd position. He's dropped about a half a straightaway behind your two race leaders. Dakota Bro right behind them in the 98 car, running in fourth. In a battle for position here between Info and Zach Craig, it's a battle for 6th and 7th. They've got Chase Dunn in the 36 right behind them, and now he's going to force the issue in. He makes a pass on Info. Now he looks to the inside of Zach. Nearly pulled it off. Battle for 3rd and 4th heating up now as well. Pillsbury in the 02, Dakota Bro in the 98. We have battles for position all over the racetrack, including a battle for the lead. You just saw it. Ronnie is under fire from Shock in the number 7. First, Shock took a look on the outside. Now he pulls the Earnhardt crossover move on the inside. Exiting turn 4, he had no momentum down there. Now he tucks back in line behind the race leader. That was Jay Burr in the number 11 car, just in front of these guys, running in the 11th position. Ronnie turned his car aggressively down to the bottom, and you see behind them that Dakota Bro in the 98 was able to make the pass on Pillsbury for 3rd. Contact between the two leaders. They're battling for it. 10 laps to go at Eldora. If you're just joining us on YouTube, comment who you think's going to win this race, the 37 or the 7 or the 98. These two could very well take each other out, and Dakota Bro might be in the catbird seat. He's got a car length or 2 car lengths in between himself and Pillsbury, who now is running in the 4th position. Shock is not letting him get away. 2 car lengths separate these two. 7 laps to go. 6 laps to go when they hit the stripe this time by. Oh, and Shock comes very close to the outside wall coming out of turn 4. Trying to use every inch of the racetrack he possibly can, get as much speed as he can, make a charge at the points leader for the win. He knows that he needs to start beating the 37 on the track in order to gain ground in the point standings, and it's been a tough task for any driver all season long. Ronnie in the 37 has been strong since the start of the season. Here's Jay Burr in the 11 having a quiet and calm race. Very incident-free. Jason Armstrong in the 80 car running inside the top 10. Now about to go 1 lap down to the race leader. There goes Ronnie to the inside, makes the move. There's Eddie Fikes in the 66 car. 2 laps to go, folks. What a successful run here at Eldora Speedway. Ronnie comes out of the corner for the final time, and he wins here at Eldora Speedway. 3rd win of the season for your points leader, Ronnie Beach, in the number 37 car. Shock in the 7 finishes in the 2nd position. Great run for him. Dakota Bro in the 98 car finishes in 3rd. Pillsbury led some laps in the 02. He finishes in 4th. Trevor Lane in the 00 won one of the stages. He finishes in 5th. Info in the 07 car Strong all race long, caught up in a couple of incidents on the track, finishes in the 6th position. Your pole sitter, Zach Craig, finishes in 7th. Jason Armstrong holds on to 8th. Nicholas Don Francesco in 9th, and Chase Carter rounding out the top 10. 15 drivers entered the event. And it was Ronnie Beach pulling off the win at Eldora Speedway. The Eldora 100 now in the history books. Going to see if we can get a quick word with your race winner.
Hey, how's it going, Tomac?
Good. And how are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah, you got to be doing all right. And congratulations, man. That's your 3rd win this season, if I'm not mistaken. You're the winner of the Eldora 100.
Heck yeah, that's a rough one there. A couple incidents there in front, but first couple laps, had a couple maybe cautions we should have had. A couple people got screwed over. A couple went lap down there really early. But besides that, just work through the lap traffic and try holding off Shockey.
We saw a lot of action on the track, and that also caused a lot of different drivers to lead laps. Trevor Lane won his first stage. There was a lot of different names battling for the win tonight here for once. Did that surprise you? What was your thought on that?
That track was pretty hard to get a hang of there first couple laps, so I knew people were going to be dicing back and forth and a couple lead swaps for sure. So it was fun though.
When you were battling with Nicholas Don Francesco in the 77 car and Pillsbury in the 02 car, what line was working the best for you? We saw drivers forcing the issue going 3 wide, but it seemed there didn't seem to be as much grip and speed up top as we expected.
No, it seems like up top, every once in a while it'll catch loose on you and just throw you sideways. So I was trying to run the bottom there and feather as much as I could possibly. Use a little brake entry. Just make sure it wasn't slipping coming out.
So now that this race is over, what do you think your chances are for winning the championship?
Well, Sputter's missed, so it's an incident for him. He was kind of close battle between me and him. I don't know, hopefully get these next 2 and take a big points lead.
Congratulations, Ronnie Beach. You are the winner at Eldora Speedway. Way to go.
Thank you.
That was Ronnie Beach, driver of the number 37 Dirt Late model here in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series, picking up his 3rd win of the season, extending his points lead over his competition here in Season 2 of the NOSSCAR DT Series. Going to see if we can get a word with your other drivers here that finished inside the top 3.
How's it going, Ty?
Good. Joining us in the NOSSCAR commentary booth, driver of the number 98 Dirt Late model car, Dakota Bro. Finishing 3rd in tonight's event. Give us your thoughts on tonight's race.
Man, that was a rough one. There was excitement everywhere. There was wrecks here, there was wrecks there. It was kind of hard to judge where to be.
Yeah, we saw a lot of different leaders. We saw Trevor Lane win stage 1, I believe it was, and that really opened my eyes. I thought that he was the driver to beat after seeing that. Who do you think showed tremendous speed out there, if you had to pick a driver that stood out to you?
Man, Dabs. Dabs, he was quick. He had it pretty much all figured out. He was a rocket ship. I raced with him there in the 2nd stage, and Pillsbury got up front too there for a minute. Man, he was a tough one. I battled with him there at the end. It was good and clean. It was very respectful. Very clean race, man. Just exciting throughout the first and second stage.
We noticed that you showed tremendous speed all race long, but we also noticed that you were just really caught up in traffic for most of the race. Is that a safe assessment on our part?
Yeah, I mean, traffic played a big part in that race. I mean, who could cut through and get to where they needed to be was about key, and I mean, it was tough. I mean, a lot of people hug the bottom. That's fastest line. You can't run the top, and everybody wanted the bottom, and they pushed and shoved and got their way up there. And once it pretty much settled down, everybody settled and held out their place.
Yeah, it was a wild and exciting race. We're glad you had a good time. Congratulations on a third-place finish.
Thank you, Ty. Take it easy.
That was Dakota Bro, driver of the number 98 Dirt Late model car here in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series. Going to see if we can get a word now with a couple of more drivers before we begin the race at the dirt track at Texas, folks. Hopefully you're enjoying the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series action on NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not done so yet. We have 12 different NOSSCAR eSport Racing Series hosted across 5 different video games on 3 gaming consoles. We are the real deal. Still can't get over what an exciting 100-lap race at Eldora we just witnessed. Joining us in the NOSSCAR commentary booth now, driver of the 02 Dirt Late model car, Pillsbury, finishing 4th in the Eldora 100. We saw you up there fighting for the lead. You took the lead at one point and led quite a few laps, and it looked good for you for a while. Take us through those final laps and describe your day for us.
There was a big part of strategy that came into that end of stage 2, where you had to decide whether to come down and take tires or stay out. I stayed out, and it put me at about a 10% tire. I was below the competitors at 10% tire, so I wasn't at my best, but I was able to hold them off there about halfway through the stage, and then I had to succumb to the guys behind me. They were just a little bit quicker, but I let them go in a manner that I didn't lose much time. So it was nice to get up there and lead some laps. Win the second stage. I'm humble, man. I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, it was one heck of a performance. There was a lot of different drivers that seemed to be very evenly matched, and I think that's what made track position so important. And I think that drivers were doing anything they could to get track position. Was that the thought process that you had about it? Just get in front of these guys and see what happens?
Yeah, you got to put yourself in the driver's seat. When you're coming around those turns, it's only 15, 16-second laps. You're just focused on the next turn, and you're so dialed in with your concentration on getting to the next corner, you're not thinking about any of that. You're just focused on the next turn and how you're going to get through it clean. Because you come up and scrape the wall, you're going to lose a half a second. And you saw the race only came down to 3 seconds. Over a 100-lap race and a 40-lap third stage, I just put it all out on the line, and when D-Nub came up to me to pass me for third, I let him go because I knew that the guy back in fifth was 2.5 seconds behind, and I didn't want to waste 1 second trying to battle him. I just let him go, took home in fourth, and knew I didn't quite have the car to win there on old tires.
Well, you had a good enough car on the old tires to get a top 5 finish. Congratulations on a 4th place finish in the Eldora 100.
Man, I'm loving it. Thanks for the race.
That was Pillsbury, driver of the 02 Dirt Late model in the NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series, finishing 4th in tonight's Eldora 100 here on NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. Great run for him. It's exactly what he was looking for, and it's exactly what he needed for the point standings. Going to get one last interview here with the driver who finished in the 5th position, Trevor Lane, in the 00 car. We're going to see if he can join us in the NOSSCAR commentary booth.
Come on, Ty.
Ah, there he is. Welcome to the NOSSCAR commentary booth. Driver of the 00 Dirt Late model car, Trevor Lane, finishing 5th in the Eldora 100. Describe your race for us and your thoughts on how your car was handling out there today.
Well, I can tell you one thing. It was real good in the first, second stage, and in the third stage, it just halfway through it got tight.
Ah, okay. We saw you lead laps, and we saw you win stage 1. What was your thought process after winning your first stage ever in NASCAR eSport competition?
That is pretty hard to say, to be honest. I mean, that was Papal, so I was sitting here all shaky at first, but I managed.
And what are your thoughts on grabbing a top 5? There was some amazing competition in this race.
That was all nothing but strategy, laying back and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's exactly what Pillsbury said too, strategy. Well executed, my friend. Congratulations on a top 5.
Thank you.
That was Trevor Lane, everybody, driver of the 00 Dirt Late model car here in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. We're getting set to bring you action from the dirt track at Texas coming up very shortly here in NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. That'll be race 8 of 18.
Hopefully I can bang off me a one in that one too.
I didn't realize he was still in the commentary booth. And it should be just a matter of minutes until we begin. These drivers will be entering the qualifying session in a matter of minutes. All of you race fans, don't go away. Just going to simply end this stream and start the official stream for the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series race at the dirt track in Texas. Don't go anywhere.